What began as another carefully choreographed appearance by the British royal family looked, at first, like the kind of moment palace insiders at Buckingham Palace had executed hundreds of times before: polished smiles, precise schedules, cameras positioned at exactly the right angles, and every movement of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, carefully measured for the world to see. But within minutes, something happened that no advisor, no protocol officer, and no member of the monarchy could have predicted, and what happened next left even seasoned royal watchers completely speechless. There are moments in the history of the modern British royal family that quietly shape public perception, and then there are moments that completely redefine it, and according to reports from palace insiders, this may have been one of those moments, because as Prince William, the future king, moved confidently through the official engagement with a calm authority that has increasingly defined Prince William's public image, and as Catherine, Princess of Wales, radiant yet composed, greeted volunteers, museum staff, and invited guests with the warmth the world has come to associate with Kate Middleton, nobody in that crowd could have predicted that within seconds, Catherine, Princess of Wales, would stop so suddenly that even security reportedly exchanged nervous glances. And this is where everything changed. Because instead of continuing along the carefully mapped route prepared by palace advisors, Catherine, Princess of Wales, looked beyond the cameras, beyond the crowd barriers, beyond the carefully controlled choreography of royal life. And Catherine's expression changed completely, not with the practiced smile of a senior royal, not with the diplomatic warmth expected from the Princess of Wales, but with something deeply personal, something unmistakably human, something that instantly made even Prince William pause. And here is the question I want you to think about. If you were standing in front of someone who changed your life decades ago, someone who shaped the person you eventually became, would you follow protocol? Or would you follow your heart? Because that appears to be exactly the choice Catherine, Princess of Wales, made. Without looking back toward security, without checking with palace staff, without waiting for permission from handlers, Catherine, Princess of Wales, walked directly through the crowd and embraced an elderly man standing quietly among the volunteers. And for a brief moment, every conversation in that building seemed to stop. Not because people recognized the man, but because nobody did. Not the reporters, not the photographers, not even many of the local organizers. And yet Catherine, Princess of Wales, hugged that man with a kind of warmth usually reserved for family. And according to witnesses, even Prince William appeared visibly moved as Catherine, Princess of Wales, remained in that moment far longer than royal protocol normally allows. So who was this man? Why would Kate Middleton, one of the most recognizable women on the planet, break the invisible rules of the monarchy for someone the crowd could barely identify? And perhaps even more importantly, what did this reveal about the future queen, about Prince William, and about the future direction of the modern monarchy itself? Because according to those who later pieced the story together, this was not a diplomat, not a donor, not a celebrity, not a political figure, and certainly not someone from inside Buckingham Palace. This was a retired teacher, a man named Jim Embry. And what happened next reportedly touched even hardened royal journalists. More than 25 years before Kate Middleton became Catherine, Princess of Wales, before Prince William ever entered Catherine's life, before Meghan Markle became Meghan Markle, before Prince Harry stepped away from royal duty, before even King Charles III ascended the throne, Jim Embry was simply standing in a classroom teaching history to a young schoolgirl named Kate Middleton. And according to witnesses, the moment Catherine, Princess of Wales, reached Jim Embry, Kate Middleton reportedly said something so powerful that several nearby volunteers were seen wiping away tears. "The things you taught me, I now teach to my children." Think about that for a moment. Because those words do not simply honor a teacher. Those words reveal something far deeper about Catherine, Princess of Wales. Those words reveal memory, gratitude, character, and perhaps most importantly, continuity. Because when Catherine, Princess of Wales, says the lessons of Jim Embry now live on in the next generation, that means somewhere in the private world of Prince William and Kate Middleton, those lessons are now shaping the upbringing of future heirs to the monarchy. And that raises an even bigger question. Could the real strength of the future monarchy under Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, be something far simpler than titles, ceremonies, or palace tradition? Could it be humanity? Because while much of the world remains focused on royal drama involving Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, succession questions around King Charles III, and the evolving power dynamics inside Buckingham Palace, moments like this quietly remind millions why so many continue placing their trust in Prince William, the future king, and Catherine, Princess of Wales. But what happened after that hug? And what Jim Embry later said about Kate Middleton behind closed doors may reveal even more than the embrace itself. And trust me, that changes everything. If you believe stories like this still matter, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with us. Because what Jim Embry revealed next about Catherine, Princess of Wales, may be one of the most powerful character testimonies ever heard inside the modern royal family. But what Jim Embry said after that unforgettable reunion may have revealed something even more powerful than the hug itself. Because once the cameras stopped rolling, once Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, continued deeper into the official engagement, and once reporters began quietly asking the obvious question, who exactly was the man who made the future queen break royal protocol? Jim Embry gave an answer so simple, so understated, and yet so emotionally devastating that it instantly transformed a touching viral moment into something far bigger. Because according to Jim Embry, Kate Middleton had not changed at all. Now pause for a moment and really think about that. How many people in the world can meet someone after 25 years, after unimaginable fame, after global scrutiny, after life inside the most famous monarchy on earth, after marriage to Prince William, after becoming mother to future heirs, after standing beside King Charles III during one of the most delicate transitions in modern royal history, and still say, with complete sincerity, that the person standing in front of them is exactly the same? Because that is exactly what Jim Embry said about Catherine, Princess of Wales. And when those words reached royal watchers across the world, something fascinating happened. The story stopped being about a hug, and started becoming about character. According to those present at the event, Jim Embry smiled quietly, almost as if none of the worldwide attention made any sense to him, and when journalists asked what it felt like to be recognized by Catherine, Princess of Wales, after all these years, Jim Embry simply said that Kate Middleton was just as kind, just as warm, and just as thoughtful as the young student Jim Embry remembered from decades earlier. And suddenly, millions of people watching the story unfold began asking the same question. Could that be the real reason Prince William trusts Catherine, Princess of Wales, so deeply as the future of the monarchy? Because let's be honest for a moment. In recent years, the British royal family has faced enormous pressure, enormous scrutiny, and enormous emotional turbulence. From the departure of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, to endless debates about succession, to health concerns surrounding senior royals, to the growing pressure surrounding King Charles III and the next chapter of royal leadership. And through all of that, one figure consistently remained calm. One figure consistently projected stability. One figure consistently earned trust. Catherine, Princess of Wales. But here is where this story becomes even more extraordinary. Because according to people who studied Kate Middleton's early years, Jim Embry was not simply another teacher, not simply another classroom figure, not simply another adult who briefly passed through Catherine's childhood. Jim Embry reportedly taught history in a way that made young students feel connected to something bigger than themselves, something bigger than school grades, something bigger than childhood routines, something bigger than daily lessons. And when Catherine, Princess of Wales, told Jim Embry, "The things you taught me, I now teach to my children," many royal historians immediately recognized the deeper meaning behind those words. Because Catherine, Princess of Wales, was not simply talking about history lessons. Catherine, Princess of Wales, was talking about values, tradition, identity, legacy. And if that interpretation is correct, then somewhere inside the private family life of Prince William, Kate Middleton may be quietly shaping the worldview of the next generation of the monarchy using lessons learned long before Buckingham Palace ever became part of Catherine's life. Now let me ask you something. If you were Jim Embry, if you spent decades quietly living your life, volunteering at a museum, believing your teaching career had long passed into history, and then one day the Princess of Wales walked directly toward you, embraced you in front of the world, and publicly credited you for lessons now being passed to future royal children, would you ever forget that moment? Because Jim Embry certainly didn't. And according to reports, Jim Embry later admitted that seeing Kate Middleton become Catherine, Princess of Wales, had always been special, but seeing Catherine, Princess of Wales, remain exactly the same person after everything, that was what truly moved Jim Embry. And this is where the story begins connecting to something much bigger than one emotional reunion. Because inside today's modern monarchy, image matters. Perception matters. Authenticity matters. And while headlines often focus on tensions involving Prince Harry, interviews involving Meghan Markle, and speculation surrounding palace insiders at Buckingham Palace, moments like this quietly remind the public that Prince William, the future king, may not simply be preparing to inherit a crown. Prince William may be preparing to lead a monarchy built on something much more powerful: human trust. And according to some royal commentators, that trust may be precisely why Prince William increasingly appears more confident, more composed, and more future-focused whenever Catherine, Princess of Wales, stands beside Prince William during official engagements. Because leadership is not only about authority. Leadership is about who people believe. And millions clearly believe Kate Middleton. But here comes the part almost nobody saw coming. Because what happened after this emotional reunion did not stay inside that museum. Within hours, footage of Catherine, Princess of Wales, embracing Jim Embry began spreading across the world, from royal fan pages to international newsrooms, from London to New York, from Australia to Canada. And what people started saying about Kate Middleton may have triggered one of the strongest emotional responses the monarchy has seen in years. And trust me, what the public compared Catherine, Princess of Wales, to next may surprise even long-time royal followers. If this story is moving you as much as it moved millions around the world, subscribe now, turn on notifications, and stay with us. Because what happened next sparked comparisons that reached all the way back to one of the most beloved figures in royal history. What happened in the hours after that emotional reunion between Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Jim Embry did not simply become another warm royal headline, did not quietly disappear beneath the endless cycle of celebrity gossip, and did not remain confined to museum visitors in Cornwall, because within a matter of hours, footage of Kate Middleton embracing the teacher who helped shape Catherine's early life began spreading across social media at extraordinary speed. And suddenly millions of people across the world were not just watching the Princess of Wales. Millions were feeling something much deeper. And this is where the story took an unexpected turn. Because the comments flooding beneath those viral clips were not focused on royal fashion, not focused on protocol, not focused on palace politics, and not even focused on the ongoing headlines surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Instead, thousands of viewers began saying something that instantly caught the attention of royal commentators. Thousands of viewers began comparing Catherine, Princess of Wales, to Diana, Princess of Wales. Now just pause for a moment and think about how significant that comparison really is. Because in the history of the modern British royal family, very few names carry the emotional power of Diana, Princess of Wales, a woman whose legacy was built not simply on titles, not simply on glamour, and certainly not on royal tradition, but on something far more powerful: genuine human connection. And suddenly, because of one unscripted hug, because of one spontaneous moment, because of one decision made by Catherine, Princess of Wales, in front of the entire world, royal audiences began asking a question that palace insiders have quietly discussed for years. Could Kate Middleton be becoming the modern face of emotional monarchy? And if that sounds dramatic, just wait. Because as the footage continued spreading, something even more fascinating began happening. Royal commentators, journalists, and longtime observers of Buckingham Palace began revisiting dozens of earlier moments involving Catherine, Princess of Wales, moments that, at the time, may have looked small, ordinary, even routine. But when placed together, suddenly revealed a very clear pattern. The way Kate Middleton kneels to speak with children eye to eye. The way Catherine, Princess of Wales, stays longer than expected during mental health visits. The way Prince William often watches quietly while Catherine, Princess of Wales, builds deeply personal conversations with complete strangers. The way hospital staff, teachers, volunteers, and grieving families repeatedly describe Kate Middleton using the same words: warm, present, authentic. And suddenly, Jim Embry's hug stopped looking like a rare exception. Jim Embry's hug started looking like evidence. So let me ask you something. Do you believe true character reveals itself when cameras are rolling? Or do you believe true character reveals itself in the moments nobody planned? Because if your answer is the second one, then what happened between Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Jim Embry may tell us more about the future of the monarchy than any palace statement ever could. And here is where things become even more interesting. Because according to several royal analysts, Prince William has increasingly embraced a quieter, more emotionally intelligent leadership style, one that feels noticeably different from previous royal generations, one that appears less focused on ceremony alone and more focused on meaningful connection. And many believe one person may have influenced that transformation more than anyone else. Catherine, Princess of Wales. Think about that for a moment. Because if Prince William, the future king, is preparing to modernize the monarchy under the guidance of King Charles III, and if Prince William is building a public image centered around emotional stability, family values, and trust. Then who stands beside Prince William at every defining moment? Kate Middleton. Catherine, Princess of Wales. The Princess of Wales. And that raises an even bigger question. Is the public simply watching the next queen? Or is the public watching the emotional architect of the next monarchy? Because while headlines often focus on interviews involving Meghan Markle, memoir revelations from Prince Harry, and speculation involving palace insiders at Buckingham Palace, moments like this quietly build something much harder to manufacture: credibility. And according to royal insiders, credibility may be the single most valuable currency inside today's monarchy. But here comes the part almost nobody expected. Because as the public celebrated Kate Middleton's emotional reunion with Jim Embry, another deeply personal layer of the story began emerging. And when people connected that layer to Catherine, Princess of Wales's recent health journey, the emotional impact became almost impossible to ignore. Because think about everything Kate Middleton has faced. The pressure, the scrutiny, the endless headlines, the speculation, the health challenges. And yet, in the middle of all that, Catherine, Princess of Wales, still remembered the teacher who shaped Catherine's earliest view of the world. Still recognized Jim Embry. Still walked through the crowd. Still chose gratitude over protocol. And that may be why millions of viewers suddenly saw something in Kate Middleton that went far beyond royalty. Millions saw resilience. Millions saw humility. Millions saw humanity. And now I want to ask you directly. When you watch Catherine, Princess of Wales, in moments like this, do you see the future Queen of Britain? Or do you see something even more powerful? Drop your thoughts below, because this conversation matters. And if stories like this remind you why the monarchy still captures global attention, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and stay with us. Because what palace insiders reportedly noticed about Prince William immediately after this emotional moment may reveal even more about what is quietly happening behind palace walls. What palace insiders reportedly noticed in the moments immediately following that emotional reunion between Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Jim Embry may have revealed something even more fascinating than the hug itself. Because while millions of people around the world were replaying the footage, analyzing Kate Middleton's expression, discussing the emotional words Catherine, Princess of Wales, shared with Jim Embry, and comparing the Princess of Wales to Diana, Princess of Wales, a quieter detail began emerging from people who were actually standing inside that museum. And according to those accounts, one person seemed especially moved: Prince William. Now think about that for a moment. Because in public life, Prince William, the future king, has built a reputation for discipline, control, strategic communication, and carefully measured public appearances, qualities many royal analysts believe Prince William inherited through years of observing both King Charles III and the wider traditions of the British royal family. Prince William rarely gives away emotion easily. Prince William rarely breaks composure. And yet, according to several eyewitness accounts, as Catherine, Princess of Wales, embraced Jim Embry, Prince William appeared to step back slightly, watching the moment unfold not with confusion, not with concern, but with something that many later described as quiet pride. And if that observation is true, what does that tell us about the private partnership between Prince William and Kate Middleton? Because make no mistake, the future of the monarchy is no longer being shaped by individuals. The future of the monarchy is being shaped by a partnership. A partnership between Prince William, the future king, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, the woman many now see as the emotional center of the royal family. And this is where everything gets even more interesting. Because according to longtime royal observers, moments like this are not accidental, not manufactured, and certainly not easy to fake over time, because authentic emotional intelligence eventually leaves a pattern. And when analysts began revisiting the public life of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, that pattern became impossible to ignore. The hospital visits, the school visits, the mental health campaigns, the early childhood initiatives, the private meetings with grieving families, the moments where cameras expected ceremony, but instead captured humanity. And in nearly every one of those moments, Prince William and Kate Middleton appeared not as celebrities, not as symbols, and not simply as senior royals, but as leaders building trust. So let me ask you something. When you think about the future of the British royal family, what matters more to you? Tradition or trust? Because that question may define the next generation of royal leadership more than any coronation, any speech, or any palace strategy ever could. And according to some royal commentators, this is exactly where the contrast inside modern royal storytelling becomes impossible to ignore. Because while media headlines often remain dominated by interviews involving Meghan Markle, memoir revelations from Prince Harry, and endless speculation about what is happening behind the walls of Buckingham Palace, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, appear to be building something much quieter, and potentially much stronger. Public loyalty. Not through headlines. Not through controversy. Not through dramatic interviews. But through consistency. And this brings us to a deeply emotional layer of the Jim Embry story that many viewers may not have fully realized at first. Because when Catherine, Princess of Wales, looked at Jim Embry and said, "The things you taught me, I now teach to my children," Kate Middleton was not simply honoring one teacher. Kate Middleton may have been revealing the philosophy guiding the next royal generation. Think about the children being raised inside Prince William's household. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis. One of those children may someday sit on the throne. One of those children may someday lead the monarchy. And according to Catherine, Princess of Wales, part of that future may already be shaped by lessons learned decades ago in an ordinary classroom from an ordinary teacher named Jim Embry. And if that does not reveal the quiet power of character, what does? Because this story is no longer simply about Kate Middleton recognizing an old teacher. This story is about how values survive, how memory survives, how leadership survives, and perhaps most importantly, how humanity survives inside institutions often accused of feeling distant. And here comes the part that many palace insiders reportedly found most revealing. Because after the event, as Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, continued their official engagement, observers noticed something subtle but incredibly powerful. Prince William reportedly appeared more relaxed, more open, more engaged with the crowd. Almost as if Prince William understood that something important had just happened. Not politically, not strategically, but emotionally. And if that interpretation is accurate, then perhaps Prince William, the future king, already understands something many institutions spend decades trying to learn. People do not remember perfection. People remember authenticity. Now I want to ask you directly. When you watch Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, together, do you see the next king and queen? Or do you see something even more powerful? A team quietly rebuilding trust in the monarchy, one human moment at a time? Drop your thoughts below, because your perspective matters. And if stories like this remind you why millions still follow Prince William, Kate Middleton, and the future of the royal family, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and stay with us. Because what happened after this story reached classrooms, teachers, and families across the world created an emotional ripple nobody inside Buckingham Palace could have predicted. What happened after footage of Catherine, Princess of Wales, embracing Jim Embry reached classrooms, teachers, families, and royal audiences across the world may have created something far bigger than a viral moment, far bigger than another emotional headline involving the British royal family, and far bigger than even palace insiders at Buckingham Palace may have anticipated, because within days, messages began pouring in from teachers, retired educators, students, parents, and even former school administrators, all saying the same thing. That one unscripted moment involving Kate Middleton had reminded millions of people that real influence does not always wear a crown. And when that realization started spreading, this story stopped being about royalty and started becoming about legacy. Because think about what actually happened here. Catherine, Princess of Wales, one of the most photographed women on the planet, wife of Prince William, future queen beside the future king, standing at the center of one of the most powerful institutions in modern history, surrounded by cameras, palace advisors, security teams, international media, and endless public expectation, suddenly chose to pause everything for one man whose name most of the world had never heard before. Jim Embry, a retired teacher, a volunteer, an ordinary man. And in that single moment, Kate Middleton may have reminded millions that the people who quietly shape history are not always the people who appear in headlines. Sometimes the people who shape history are the people who shape children. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you thanked someone who helped build the person you became? When was the last time you reached out to a teacher, a mentor, a coach, or even a family member who planted something in your life that still lives inside you today? Because if Catherine, Princess of Wales, can remember Jim Embry after 25 years, after marriage to Prince William, after standing beside King Charles III during historic transitions, after facing enormous public scrutiny, after navigating personal health battles, after carrying the pressure of the future monarchy on Kate Middleton's shoulders, then what excuse do the rest of us really have? And this is where the story becomes deeply personal. Because according to commentators who watched public reaction unfold, the emotional response to Kate Middleton's reunion with Jim Embry may reveal something important about the world we live in right now. People are tired of performance. People are tired of noise. People are tired of headlines built on conflict. Whether that conflict involves palace speculation, whether that conflict involves interviews from Prince Harry, whether that conflict involves public narratives surrounding Meghan Markle, or whether that conflict involves ongoing debates inside the modern monarchy. People are searching for something real. And in one completely unscripted embrace, Catherine, Princess of Wales, gave them exactly that. Reality, humanity, memory, gratitude. And perhaps that is why the footage did not simply go viral. Perhaps that is why millions watched it again, and again, and again. Because deep down, people were not just watching Kate Middleton. People were watching a version of themselves. People were remembering their own teachers, their own grandparents, their own mentors, their own unfinished thank you conversations. And if one hug from Catherine, Princess of Wales, can awaken that kind of emotion across continents, imagine what that means for the future public image of Prince William, the future king, and the monarchy Prince William may someday lead. Because make no mistake, institutions survive through rules. But institutions inspire through people. And according to many royal analysts, that may be exactly why Prince William and Kate Middleton continue building extraordinary trust with audiences around the world. Not through controversy, not through dramatic statements, not through public attacks, and not through carefully crafted headlines, but through moments that feel impossible to fake. So now I want to ask you the most important question of this entire story. When history looks back on this generation of the British royal family, will history remember the controversies? Or will history remember the human moments? Will history remember interviews? Or will history remember integrity? Will history remember division? Or will history remember Prince William, the future king, standing beside Catherine, Princess of Wales, while Kate Middleton quietly showed the world what true gratitude actually looks like? Because honestly, that may be the real story here. Not the crown, not the cameras, not the protocol, but the character. And character, once revealed, changes everything. So before we close, I want to hear from you. Who was your Jim Embry? Who changed your life without ever asking for recognition? Who taught you something that still lives inside your heart today? Drop that name in the comments, because this community is not just about royal stories. This community is about real stories. And if this journey through the extraordinary humanity of Catherine, Princess of Wales, moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of someone who shaped your life, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us for more stories that go beyond headlines and reveal the human truth behind the world's most fascinating lives. Until next time, take care of yourselves, thank the people who built your story, and never forget, sometimes the most powerful people in history are the people history almost forgot.